Thank you very much, Ray, for the introduction. I'm glad that this time you weren't asking me for my opinion on the economic situation in the US. For those of you who don't know, the last event I was at with Ray, he asked all the other speakers what their favourite pub was in the US, where their favourite spot was to do Irish dancing, and I was asked my thoughts on the tariff regime. So needless to say, I think I'm going to prefer speaking here today. But good afternoon, everyone. Delighted to be here, and as we bring this year's New York New Belfast conference to a close, I want to begin with a sincere and truly heartfelt thank you. First of all, can we have a round of applause for Marcin, Conla and the wider team who pulled us all together today? I think I want to say just thank you for creating something that has become far more than an annual conference. What you've built here is a platform for ideas, partnerships and opportunity, bringing together people from Belfast and New York from different sectors and with different perspectives is no small task. And the success of today is a testament to your vision and your commitment. And to our wonderful representatives from Belfast City Council, from the Belfast Chamber of Commerce, from Queen's University, Ulster University, of which I'm a proud alumni. Sorry, Queen's. Thank you. Belfast Metropolitan College, and our 30-plus businesses who are here today, thank you. I often say that while Richard and I in the Bureau wear the official quote-unquote diplomatic hats, you are the true ambassadors of home. And today, together, you've demonstrated the very best of our city and what we have to offer our American friends. And to our friends and partners from New York and beyond in the US, thank you for showing up. Because as others have said today, I realise it's been a particularly busy week to get people in a room in New York. Between the World Cup matches, and I've fought my battles with the Brazilian fans, the Scottish fans to try and get around this city, drawing in the crowds, but the excitement of the next homecoming parade, which has been brilliant, I may or may not have tried to get to that this morning, didn't quite work out. And similar to what the controller has said, when Marcin tells you and asks you to show up, not just because I'm a good public servant, he was our former finance minister, but equally because I believe in what he does, I show up. But let's be honest, there's plenty of other places you could have been today. But you chose to be here, so much so the controller gave up his seat at the next celebration. And that matters, because it says something about the strength and, importantly, the direction of the Belfast-New York relationship. It tells us that this is more than just a historic friendship. It's an active and modern partnership that continues to evolve. Because if you look across today's programme, there's been a clear thread running through it. We started with Belfast's global ambition, not just the ambition to grow, but the confidence to define our place in the world. A city that understands its story, but is not constrained by it. A city that is outward-looking, connected and determined to compete internationally, not in spite of our size, but because of the agility and the creativity that you heard from Kwame in the fantastic North Star production that we have in New York this week, and the resilience that that brings. And then we explored what it means to do good while doing well, and recognising that economic success and social responsibility are no longer in tension, but they are increasingly mutually reinforcing. You heard from FIDA and their surplus profit going to charitable donations and other activities. And the cities and businesses that will thrive in the future are those that understand that the long-term prosperity depends on inclusion, sustainability and trust. And Belfast is more than leaning into that challenge. We are building growth that is not only strong and fair, but that brings people along with it. And we heard about small businesses acting as bridge builders, and that's not just a phrase. These are the firms, the entrepreneurs, the innovators who create practical, day-to-day connections between Belfast and New York. As Karen said, they are the ones who move the ideas and the talent and the investment across borders in ways that are immediate and tangible. They often operate below the radar, but collectively they are the connective tissue of this relationship, making it real, making it durable, and making it work. They are you. We talked about talent and skills and how we prepare our people not just for today's opportunity, but for a future that is changing at pace, largely driven by emerging technology such as AI, And that means investing in our education, in our adaptability, and in our partnerships between the cities, the institutions, and the industries so that people can move, collaborate, and succeed. And you heard just how strong Belfast's ecosystem is for that. And we looked at how cities present themselves to the world, because perception matters, not only in how cities are seen, but in what draws people to them, to live, to work, to study, and to visit. And it's all shaped through culture, experiences, John said moments like the Fleadh, milestone events and storytelling. And Belfast is telling a confident and contemporary story defined by a world-class, innovative, and a growth trajectory that is impossible to ignore. And taken together, that's not just a set of topics, it's a picture of a city and a partnership that is thinking seriously about the future. But more than that, it is a signal. It's a signal that Belfast is clear about the role we want to play internationally. We want you to see our city as a partner of choice. We want you to see our city as open, connected, and globally engaged, as a place that matches economic ambition with real purpose, backed by the ability to deliver tangible results. And our American friends and partners being here today is also a signal that New York sees value in being part of that journey. Not just, as I said before, that historical friend, but as that forward-looking partner in shaping what comes next. Because what comes through strongly from today, as well, is not just the shared interest that we've discussed, but shared intent. Intent to collaborate, intent to invest, intent to build something that goes beyond individual organizations and individual sectors, and that creates something even more powerful. Because when there is clarity of purpose on both sides, progress becomes a lot more than a possibility. It becomes an expectation, but expectation only turns into reality through action. Not through large gestures, but through practical steps taken consistently over time, through people staying in touch, through ideas being picked up and tested, through partnerships forming, growing, and delivering. And that's how days like the events that Marcia and the team have put on have a lasting impact. Not just because of the event itself, but because of what you will choose to do afterwards. And there's real opportunity in that, because the relationships are here in this room, there is the interest here in this room, and we have a shared direction that is clear. And what matters now is that momentum, keeping it moving forward, building on what has started, and being deliberate about where that leads. And in the Northern Ireland Bureau, that's exactly what we focus on. Supporting those next steps, helping to connect the right people, and making sure that the potential recognised in rooms like this is carried through into real outcomes. You'll be delighted to know I am finishing. And so as I finish, as a proud working class Belfast woman who is connected to America through a wonderful Native American name, I would like to leave you with this request. Take something from today and act on it. Not everything, not all at once, but something concrete, a follow-up message, a second conversation, a step towards that collaboration that didn't exist before you stepped into this room, because it is those actions focused on intentionally being carried through that turn strong relationships like the one we have between our two cities into those tangible results for our businesses, our communities, and our economies. And over time, that is what truly defines whether a partnership endures. Not just the connections we'll celebrate here today, but the progress we deliver together. And so I'll end by saying thank you very much for your time. Apologies for taking you away from the next game, but I hope you have learned something great about Belfast. I hope you plan to invest. And I look forward to seeing the next phase of the Belfast New York story take shape. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chyanne. Thank you so much. Now for the raffle. My colleague Louise Maguire, Head of Partnerships of the Irish Echo, has joined me on stage to draw the raffle. I'll hold the bowl and she will pull the envelope. Go. Dig deep, Louise. Dig deep. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. All righty. We have a winner, and we will see who the winner is. And the winner will receive a stunning 15-year-old Chateau. What's that? Oh, I don't have to open it. All right. The winner will get a 15-year-old Chateau de la Ligne cask finished whiskey and a bottle of Grand Reserve wine. And the winner is Marty Bellew. Marty, table 11. Okay. Okay. Well, do it again. Nobody tell him. Nobody tell him. All right, second, there is a second act in American life. Maeve Colgan. Maeve, are you here? Okay. Well done, Maeve. Start giving tips for the U.S. Open golf winner on Sunday. You maybe. All right. Well, that was good. Thank you all for being part of this remarkable gathering. Thank you all for being those golden bridges of mutual benefit between the peoples of New York and Belfast. Thank you once more to our amazing partners led by KPMG, Invest Northern Ireland, Belfast City Council, Tourism Ireland, Northern Ireland Bureau, Invest NI, Ulster University, Hinch Distillery, Vita, the Dead Rabbit, Red Hook Terminals, and the Irish-American Partnership. Thank you to all of you. Thanks to the amazing team from Moore AV, to the magnificent staff here at the NYAC, led today by Orion, to Amy, Anna, Marie, and Louise, and to our wonderful, generous honorary chairs. Now, next up, through the curtains, we have the Hinch whiskey tasting, and then roughly at 3:15, the group that's going to Marcus Robinson's studio should assemble, and you'll be leaving and getting the number 1 train from 59th in Columbus straight down to Cortlandt Street, and I guess talk to Conla about that. All details there. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the day's program, and until our paths cross again, hopefully next year, go raibh míle maith agaibh, slán go fóill. Thank you, everybody.